The Raise Hell for Molly Ivins campaign to end the war in Iraq was created to carry on the work to end the war by the legendary journalist Molly Ivins. Molly was syndicated in over 400 newspapers throughout the United States and had hundreds of thousands of loyal readers and admirers. As Molly repeated over and over the last year of her life, it is really up to you and I to demand an end to this heinous war. Politicians of either party will not stop the carnage of life and treasure and provide the changes we truly need. As Molly partially stated in her very last column before she died, we are the people who run this country. We are the deciders. Raise hell and demand, stop it now. Our nation was warned about the possibility of wars similar to Iraq and Vietnam over 45 years ago. Republican President Dwight D. Eisenhower outlined his fears about the United States military-industrial complex in this country in his farewell address on January 17, 1961. The war of occupation in Iraq and a possible attack on Iran are the latest examples of people in power and the United States military-industrial complex in action. Results as of April 2008. Dead, over 4,000 American soldiers. Wounded, over 29,000. Post-traumatic stress disorder, over 300,000 veterans. The Veterans Administration estimates 18 veterans commit suicide every day. Human cost in Iraq, which has a population of 28 million. Dead, over 1 million. Wounded, possibly over 4 million. Orphans, over 5 million. Refugees, over 2 million, displaced over 2 million. Depleted uranium throughout all war zones of Iraq. Ruined infrastructure, all of the areas outside of the Kurdistan part of Iraq. Inflamed sectarian violence. Financial cost to our country, approaching $3 trillion. That's $3,000 billion. This is according to Joseph Stiglitz, the Nobel Prize winner in economics, on February 28, 2008. This astronomical burden of the war is a major reason for the current American financial crisis, which is adversely affecting millions of United States citizens. That means you and me.
To have to watch these young men and women come back from this war, brain damaged, psychologically stressed, amputees, paraplegics, it is an outrage. It is an outrage to see this happen all over again. It hurts inside. It causes a great deal of pain, not only to myself, but to many Vietnam veterans across this country. We have been through this nightmare before. Why do we have to go through this nightmare again? When are the American people and when is this government and when are our leaders going to wake up and recognize that we're repeating the same mistake in Vietnam all over again in Iraq?
The Raise Hell for Molly Ivins campaign's most recent event was held at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, California.
I speak as one who works in the Tenderloin, the Skid Row of San Francisco, the neighborhood where veterans from the Iraq War are already on the streets and eating in St. Anthony's dining room, damaged in body, mind, and spirit.
I have to survive the death of my only child with a broken heart, but I have gained a lot of love and support from many other children our veteran. Thank you. And I'm praying for this war to end now.
It started with a few provocateurs building and installing crosses on a lonely hillside. Our intent was to bring attention to the absolute devastation the war is having on our military families. The result, all hell broke loose in quiet Lafayette. Soon, hundreds of volunteers were placing thousands of crosses. Democracy broke out at the local city council meetings, where the hall filled to the brim with citizens extolling the virtues of free speech. Tough and proud veterans came to tell us their stories, only to suddenly break down in deep sobbing. Molly Ivins is an extraordinary soul who put integrity and truth first.
I asked myself, what would Molly do?
When I was moving to Austin, a friend gave me a copy of Molly Ivins Can't Say That, Can She? With a note that it would help me get ready for Texas. In the years since, Molly kept me laughing to keep me from crying.
In summation, all of what we have presented so far is the problem of the war in Iraq and how it affects both the Iraqi people and us as citizens of the United States. Our campaign now offers a solution that has a high probability of success: the creation of a nonpartisan, nationally coordinated campaign that takes place on the third Friday of each month and is focused on the very heart of Congress, the local offices of our congressional representatives and senators. You and I, and everyone else together in this nation, are the ultimate lobbying force. If Congress, both Democrats and Republicans, doesn't respond positively to our collective demand by November of this year, throw the bombs out. Go to our website, which is www.raisehellformollyivins.org, to find your congressional representative and senatorial contact information. Share this campaign's information with family, friends, co-workers. Remember, as Molly Ivins said in a column on January 8, 2007, it's up to us, you and me, Bubba. We can do this. Bring our troops home now. Go to our website, www.raisehellformollyivins.org.
That's what Raise Hell for Molly Ivins is all about. It's raising your voice. Every month, I want you to call your congressperson and tell them, demand that this war end, that the troops come home now. I know many of you have called before, and you're frustrated. You have a right to be frustrated. You have the feeling that they're not listening to you in Washington, D.C. I encourage you to call your congressperson. Continue to write letters. We must do everything we can now to stop this war, and each and every one of you can make a difference, more than you realize. Demand that this war end, that the troops come home now.